Hello, 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 and welcome to Updog Sports Talk. My name is Matt Miller. Joining me today is Justin McGovern, and today we are going over the NFC West. Justin,
Let's go.
how excited are you?
I am very excited. This is one of the more interesting divisions each year. Be very cool to dive in. Some interesting headlines going around. Yeah, let's dive in.
Yeah, so if you're new to Updog Sports Talk, we are in the middle of our 40 videos in 40 days to get all of our NFL previews out, so you can see what we think about them, how we break them down, and everything. But we are a sports show that represents the little guy. So the Jaguars of the world, the Cardinals of the world, going to college football, the UTRGV Vaqueros of the world.
Yeah.
We represent the little guy. We make sure that to shed some light on everybody as much as we can, and we do talk about the top, like the LeBrons and the Tom Brady's and everything like that all the big networks talk about, but we don't spend every waking moment talking about them. We bring other teams into the equation. So on that note, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The Arizona Cardinals. Now, this is a team that we kind of looked at last year and said, maybe they're a year away. And they kind of operated like that. They were better, but not quite ready to reach in the playoff contention. So now the question is, did they make the moves this offseason they needed to do in order to get themselves to that point into getting in the contention for playoffs? Let's kind of talk about their offseason strategy here. What do you see from them and what they did?
They noticed that they're just a handful of pieces away from making this thing work on defense. And I think they nailed it. I mean, they drafted Walter Nolan, stud. They drafted Will Johnson, stud. I feel like they've been nailing every draft the past 3 or 4 years, and I think it's starting to come to fruition. I mean, we mentioned going into the draft a few years ago that maybe the Cardinals are just going to suck forever. And then quietly, each year, you and I notice that they do really well in the draft, and then they get in a couple of vets to kind of right the sinking ship. Dude, I really think they're just a few pieces away. I mean, they got Akeem Davis-Gaither to play linebacker. He didn't get a whole lot of opportunity in Cincinnati because they had Wilson and Pratt. But when he made his way in there, he did a really good job. They brought in a really old Calais Campbell at this point, but can be productive.
Calais Campbell has been going for a long.
Yeah, since 2008, dude.
Yeah.
Dalvin Tomlinson,
38
Josh
years old.
Sweat. Yeah.
You said
Dalvin Tomlinson, Josh Sweat, Denzel Burke. Like I said, they drafted Will Johnson for the secondary. They had just gotten Max Melton last year. So I think they have the pieces on defense to start looking a little scary. But when I turn my attention to the offense, I don't think they did enough on offense. I think they were like, defense is such a big need that we're going to have to just get everybody there. I think there's still a couple receivers away from making this work. They have a lot of faith in Michael Wilson, and I would too. But right now, Michael Wilson still feels like a rotational guy. So maybe he can step up a little bit. Marvin Harrison Jr., a lot of targets last year, not a lot of catches. Didn't break 1,000 yards. So I'm going to need to see more from him. Then you got your over the top guy, Zay Jones. But outside of that, it's not great. A few return guys, a couple guys to fill the roster, but I feel like they needed one more name. I feel like Gabe Davis would have been perfect here to make this core work, but defensive or running back depth, I think, is another question. we haven't seen a whole lot from Benson because he came into the league and hurt himself. But when he was healthy, he wasn't the ooh and ah kind of running back that they kind of need. James Conner is still holding that part down, but I don't want to put all my faith in James Conner in this offense, you know?
Yeah, he's been going for a long time, though. It's been an impressive run for him, but you definitely worry being a running back, especially a power back entering age 30 is where you start to get a little bit of concern, you know? Yeah, you kind of look at this team and you think their moves sort of reflect that perspective of you can try to scheme up an offense, but you can't cover up a bad defense. So they want to address the defense first, and that seems to be what they have done here. They went after the defense, and looking at that draft again, Walter Nolan, Will Johnson was a fantastic 1-2 punch to start out with. I don't like that we see Jordan Birch kind of buried on the depth chart at this point.
Yeah,
that was your 3rd-round pick. You're gonna need him to get going, but it does go to show that there's at least some depth there. So far, former first-rounder Zaven Collins has not panned out the way that you thought he would, and I think you're right though. Like I would have. That's my one complaint about this draft is like I would have liked to see. I understand you didn't have that many picks. Like, you pretty much just had your basic 7 picks of this team. But, I mean, other than drafting a backup offensive lineman, you did nothing on offense. And with the depth that was available at running back, the depth that was available at receiver in this draft, I would have liked to just see something.
Yes, I agree.
At least help add yourself some depth because, like, yeah, you're looking at a situation here where there's not really a lot of options here at receiver that really intimidate you a whole lot. Like Marvin Harrison Jr. is a guy that defenses can double up. And what else are you left with out?
1-on-1 with Zay Jones on the outside. I mean, it worked for Zay Jones in Jacksonville. It didn't really work for Zay Jones anywhere else. So
yeah. So this kind of transitions us, yes, to our question marks of this team. I think receiver, in particular, receiver depth is a huge question. I mean, you do have Trey McBride, who is a huge target at tight end. You got him extended. He's happy. He's in for the long haul. So he's probably one of their more dynamic players. A bit of a mismatch weapon that helps out Kyler Murray, which somehow we have gotten this far in the Cardinals and not talked about Kyler Murray yet.
Well, he just kind of he just fades into the abyss come October.
Yeah.
Like as soon as October hits, you just forget that Kyler Murray plays football. Like he lights it up in August and September, but then everyone jokes that it's the Call of Duty release dates. But I don't know. I think his window's closing. And I think they're going to want to take a stab at this soon if they want to give him anything. But
I feel like this is a very rare situation too, where it feels like a franchise has not been fully. I don't know if they're not fully sold on him yet, but at least the public media is not sold on him yet, and yet he has been here for such a long time at this point.
6 years.
Yeah.
This will be his 6th year. So, yeah, I mean, he's shown that he can play. You can't rely on his legs. He's starting to get up there in age. Legs break down. So, he's going to have to we're going to have to see a lot more from him in the pass game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think you could put him down for a weakness. I mean, he's a strength and a weakness. You just don't know if you're going to get him to throw for 250 and rush for 100, or if he's going to throw for $150 and have like really no rushing yards and been sacked like 12 times.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I guess transitioning to strengths, though, I will say the offensive line kind of has some flaws to it, but it's definitely better than it's been in the past. I feel like they've really, ever since they drafted Paris Johnson to be that big man at left tackle, it's really helped upgrade the rest of the unit for them. And
Yes.
now they're playing solid ball.
Yeah, I mean, like, nothing other than Paris Johnson, no name really sticks out. I mean, Jonah Williams maybe, but like he didn't really pan out in Cincinnati. So like you don't have and Evan Neal, but you don't have the biggest names on the offensive line. But they're all quietly studs. Like,
Yeah, like most of them are pretty solid. Like I think there's a few guys in here you could probably stand to upgrade a little bit, but overall, it was not the most pressing matter this offseason for sure. Like it was a very solid unit for this team.
yeah. I like the Cardinals.
I like the secondary a little bit though. I mean,
Yeah.
how about the fact that Budda Baker's still here? Like,
He almost forced his way out.
Yeah, I feel like that was like 5 years ago. He almost forced his way out, and here he is, still here, still playing good ball for them. So I like the secondary quite a bit. And again, we mentioned it a little bit, but Josh Sweat was definitely one of the huge pickups. He brings a Super Bowl winning pedigree to this defense.
And they brought in BJ Ojulari, solid pass rusher.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they're set with defense for a while. I mean, maybe another pass rusher to fill in for Campbell at some point, but I think defensively, I think they got it.
Yeah, they need a couple things. Like they need maybe one of these old like first round picks. I don't know what we're gonna see out of Zaven Collins. I think the ship has almost sailed on him, but Darius Robinson was their first round pick last year. Like if they could get a big year out of him, that would be huge. But again, I mean, Zaven Collins, like, sometimes it takes guys a few years and maybe it clicks in the league. So you get one of those guys to step up and you could be looking at a pretty good defense.
Follow us at Updog Sports Talk. Like, subscribe, comment. You can find us on social medias, X, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok. Yeah, those are the main ones. Obviously, YouTube for shorts and stuff and our videos. You can also listen to us, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. So we'll catch you next time. Again, we are not live during the summer. We are going to recorded videos. So we'll keep pumping those out, and we'll see you guys next fall.
Our next live episode will be during football season. We're almost there.
Yes, almost there. Well, we'll see you guys next time.